It took nearly 2,000 years, but long-lost graffiti scrawled on a wall has helped to clear the air about one of the world's most devastating natural disasters. Historians have long claimed that Mount Vesuvius erupted on August 24, 79 AD, burying Pompeii under a layer of burning ash. On the other hand, the graffiti discovered in a recently excavated house is dated to mid-October, nearly 2 months after the Roman city and many of its inhabitants were destroyed, lending credence to the theory that the eruption occurred on October 24th. In short, the graffitis discovered changes history. So let's dive into the video to learn more, but before we begin, here's a quick knowledge test for you. What did archaeologists discover when they excavated Pompeii nearly 2,000 years later? Comment your views below. Here we begin with our video. Pompeii is a place that never ceases to amaze me. Even though the infamous volcanic eruption occurred in 79 AD and the remains of the erupted ancient Roman city were discovered as early as the 18th century, the site, which is one of the most famous in the world, still has treasures waiting to be discovered. Excavations have revealed several well-preserved frescoes and mosaics, as well as graffiti altering the suspected eruption date. Someone indulged too much in food here on the 16th day before the calends of November. That means on 17 October. According to the charcoal writing discovered on the wall of a house undergoing renovations the year of the eruption. Because charcoal is a volatile material that doesn't generally withstand time, archaeologists believe the graffiti was written just a few days before Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, but in October rather than August, as most believe. Other discoveries were made in the site's Regio V era, where 2 houses revealed a true archaeological treasure trove of mosaics, various objects, and frescoes. The fresco is considered to be part of a lararium, a room in an ancient Roman home dedicated to the gods of family and home. It's adorned with lush nature scenes and 2 serpents, good demons thought to bring prosperity and fortune. It's always exciting to discover something new and see our efforts bear fruit, Pompeii director Massimo Ossana said while visiting the newly discovered houses. It's also fascinating to see traces of previous archaeological excavations emerge and how the same work we're doing today was done in previous eras. What does the graffiti signify? Graffiti is largely absent from ancient literary sources. There appears to have been no particular term in ancient Greek and Latin that we could interpret as writing on the wall. Graffiti was mostly scratched into wall plaster with sharp tools, but some were made with more ephemeral materials such as charcoal. Nevertheless, the sheer size of the phenomenon and the variety of inscriptions suggest that they're not considered vandal or illegal, especially in the case of the electoral program or campaigning for votes, possibly except in sensitive locations. Their presence indicates that they were completely integrated into accepted social patterns. In our minds, graffiti has this idea of something done under cover of darkness in urban settings, but this is not what it appears to be in the ancient world, Benefiel says. Many signed their texts and drawings. Others registered their presence, such as Satura was here on September 3rd, or Rufio painted this. Most inscriptions appear to have been influenced by the existing material, rendering the spaces appropriate locations for communication, even contributing to the existing creations, possibly because the wall writers were drunk or simply unimaginative. The graffiti was mostly small and scrawled on the walls of houses or public buildings, and the reader was encouraged to get close to read it. They're usually short, direct, and emotionally charged and speak of a personal impulse, such as "Cruel Lelagus, why do you not love me?" or "Gaze at my girlfriend if one does not believe in Venus." April 19th appears to have been the official day for baking bread, as someone proudly declared nearly 2,000 years ago, "I made bread on April 19th. Happy April 19th." Being honest depictions of life, graffiti artists do not object to jokes and comments, so it's not surprising to find inscriptions such as "Handle with care" next to a phallus drawing in a Herculaneum bar. Many of the graffiti address the viewers, directly trying to engage with them, such as the one declaring, "If anyone sits here, let them read this before everything else." Other inscriptions rely on the Roman habit of reading aloud and ridicule the viewer, "And I who read this am a prick." Finally, some were created as an opening salvo, awaiting an answer like the one, "Hectis baby, Mercator says hello to you." This type of interaction was extremely popular. Names like Antiochus hung out here with his girlfriend Cythera were made up by others. What does tagging in graffiti mean? The tagging of names is analogous to the realities of social media today. Ancient graffiti allowed people to express their existence through the messages they left, the places and people they tagged beneath the images or texts on the wall. Being stuck on a bad date is rarely enjoyable, so why not leave a message on the wall like this one inscribed by a bachelorette? "The man I'm having dinner with is a barbarian, a Visigoth, or just a brute?" They were intended to reach a wide audience and encourage the recipients to participate in an open discussion. The conversations ranged from greetings to love messages to accusations and insults like Ampliatus Britannia is a thief or Phileros is a eunuch. Defamation isn't new, nor is incitement to suicide, as in Samius to Cornelius, go hang yourself, a location-based exhortation written near a basilica where justice was administered. Having said that, unlike modern graffiti, Roman inscriptions were mostly used to send positive messages. It turns out the ancient were way less bitter than we are. The universal character of wall writing. Graffiti inscribed by people of various social statuses and origins reveals the universal character of wall writing, which cannot be attributed to a single social group. Instead, they reflect the minds, feelings, and desires of those who created them, allowing them to manifest, advertise, or proclaim their status, uniqueness, and success. Similar to the graffiti that adorns the walls of public restrooms today, the Pompeian wall writings are the ideal setting for sharing double-meaning jokes and remarks on the pleasures experienced in the community of men and women. Some things stay the same, such as the standard boasting assortment, which focuses on proclaiming one's conquests or abilities. Would you sign my wall? Pompeii is also notable for its widespread graffiti culture within wealthy residences. The concept of privacy differed greatly from ours, and the author Vitruvius's expression of quasi-public space played an essential role in domestic Roman life. However, their homes were not designed with the concept of privacy in mind as we know it today. Houses were used as business cards and their walls as guest books. Since most inscriptions are found in most public areas of the houses, it's difficult to dismiss them as inappropriate. It was clearly unacceptable to write wherever and whatever. Of course, there are exceptions in the form of rare but refreshingly erotic and obscene scrawlings that sabotage the overall inscription patterns of domestic walls. What graffiti frequently conceals is the gender of its creators. For a long time, graffiti was associated with men only. However, archaeologists have discovered numerous inscriptions indicating that women were also involved in their creation. The most revealing is a genuine prayer. Methe of Atella, slave of Comenia, loves Crestus. May Venus Pompeiana smile favorably on their hearts and grant them eternal peace. The discovery is significant because it raises new facts about women's literacy, including the lowest social class in the ancient world. Women were far more involved in writing and reading than was previously thought, and graffiti is one of the few cultural artifacts that contribute to the study of literacy. This is just one of the new perspectives provided by ancient inscriptions. The graffiti will tell us many more life stories, and we should not be surprised if Pompeii's history is rewritten. What do you think of these graffitis? The answer to the question we've asked is, when the city was first discovered, it was held up well under the ash and debris. Comment your views and subscribe for more.